Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your Leo tarot forecast. This is going to be looking at a life cycle that you're going through right now. This is something that can last all the way up to 30 days, or it may last a couple of weeks, depending how quickly you grab on to the lesson or experience of this life cycle or how much you push against it. So what we're going to be looking at, Leos, is we're going to be looking at the setup for the life cycle. We're going to be looking at the lesson or the experience that the life cycle sets you up to have or to learn. And then we're going to be looking at what happens as you incorporate that lesson or experience into your life, Leos. So, as always, thank you so much for being here, and thank you to those of you who benefit from these videos and share them with others that may benefit from them as well. And thank you to those of you who put thumbs ups on these videos, because that puts them in front of more people as well. And of course, the whole point of putting the time and energy into making a free video is to benefit as many people as possible. So let's start putting down some cards for you, Leos. All right, so looking at a life cycle that you're going through right now, Leos. First of all, we're looking at your environment, and your environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. Typically, it shows up as home, but I have had clients tell me that this can be work or this can be school as well. So you want to kind of keep a little bit of an open mind about where you may have energy and effort invested as far as environments. What I'm seeing is that there's a lot of responsibility going on with your environment right now. So if your environment is work, this could be you picking up more workload there. If this is home, this could be that you are taking responsibility for more things than you used to. Maybe you've purchased your home, or maybe there's something else going on that has you taking more responsibility than you used to in the home environment, if this is about home. So more responsibilities in your environment is what I have coming up here as the bottom line for you, Leos, in this particular life cycle that we're looking at. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at is subconscious leanings, and these are the things that run around in the background of our minds. Every once in a while, they'll come forward into consciousness, but they're not always there. And what we have here is we have a card that indicates that somebody has said something to you and they have indicated to you how much they care about you. And I think your subconscious is having a hard time processing that or understanding that. I think, there's a part of you that is saying, how can they like me this much? They don't really know me this well. Or how can they like me this much? This and this and this happened. Doesn't that taint their view of me? There's something going on with your subconscious where it's just trying to wrap around the idea of, does this person who said that they really care about me, do they really care about me? Could that really be? That's what's going on in your subconscious right now, Leos. Now, the next card that I have coming up talks to me about learning style and also communication style. This is one where pretty much the meaning of the card, the traditional meaning of the card, gets thrown out. This card and the next card both, I don't read along with the traditional meanings typically. So as far as learning style right now, Leos, I kind of feel like there are some things that you want to learn, that you intend to learn, that you have set your goals to learn, whether this is formal learning or whether this is learning certain details about certain people in your life. Doesn't really matter what type of learning, but what I'm seeing here is that whatever type of learning we're looking at, Leos, you were looking at, okay, this is what I need to find out. This is what I need to know. And you were focused in 100% on those things that you need to know. Now, the next thing that we're looking at in this card is also your communication style. So as far as communication style, what I see here for you Libras, for you Leos, I got my two L's mixed up, but what I'm seeing here for you Leos, I think that you're putting most of your details forward where people can see them. You're being mostly transparent with most of the people in your life, but there are a few people in your life, not everybody, that there are certain details that you are not sharing with. So there are certain things that you're not saying to particular people. But I would say 75 to 80% of the time, you're being completely transparent to anybody and everybody that you're talking to as far as your communication style, Leos. Next, let's look at work. Now, for me, I'm strange about work because I see work as two things. I see it as that way that we make a living or that way that we feel productive in society. The other way that I see it is those things that we do to improve our own inner character to make us happier with ourselves. So, as far as work, as far as making money or being productive in society, I think that a lot of you Leos are feeling like you're putting in the time, you're putting in the effort, you're putting in the energy. Where's the money, honey? You're feeling like you're underpaid. And, for those of you who have your own business, you may be just trying to figure out, okay, I've got my own business, I'm doing what I love to do, but how do I make this pay me what I need it to pay me so I can pay my bills? So there's a little bit of a money crunch going on whenever it comes to work, Leos, whether you're working for someone else or whether you're working for yourself. I mean, I think you're putting in lots of energy and effort, but you're not getting as much back in return financially as you would like. Okay. Now, excuse me. Oh, goodness. All right. So, looking at inner work, what do we have going on here? I think, Leos, what you're looking at as inner work is that you are evaluating how much energy and effort you have put into being the person that you want to be. How much energy and effort have you put in so far? That's what you're asking yourself. And you're looking at, am I happy with that? Am I happy with putting in just this much energy? Or do I feel like I need to step that up? Or do I feel like I'm out of balance? Do I feel like I'm not accomplishing other things in my life, so maybe I need to step it down? But you're really questioning how much energy and effort you're putting into yourself and taking care of yourself and your own self, your own growth, your own expansion. How much are you taking care of you? And you're calibrating that to where the answer can be something that you want it to be. Okay? All right, so that's your inner work. Next thing that we're going to look at talks to me about that part of your personality, which is being grown or expanded right now. What we have coming up here is the Five of Coins, which just tells me that things may be tight. They may be tight financially, Leos, and you are learning how to maneuver those tight situations, those tight arenas. You're learning how to make everything stretch as far as it needs to stretch, even though things are tight. Okay? That's Leos. We do have, what is that? Uranus and Taurus right now for a while. And that has to do with unexpected things to do with our finances and with our money in general. I'm not sure what house that actually impacts for you, Leos. All right, so let's look next, though, at those things that you stand for. Okay. Now, this is a card that is influenced by Mars, which tells me that you could stand for this quite vehemently, given the appropriate circumstances for that. What you have showing up here is a Two of Clubs, which just tells me that what you stand for is the idea of choice. You feel like you should have more than one good choice to choose from at all times. And somebody may have said to you, hey, that's just not how life works. And you're like, maybe that's not how your life works. That's how my life works. Go mind your own life. You've had to stand up for this idea that you think there should be more than one good choice. All right. And how other people perceive you. What we have showing up, Leos, is the Ten of Cups. People are seeing you as being in a very happy, satisfied, emotionally fulfilled place. Now, everything that I've looked at so far, Leos, all of that stuff is present tense. Okay. So next we're going to look at things that maybe it's already happening or maybe it's still coming down the pike. So you may or may not recognize it, and that's okay. Okay. So we're going to look at the lesson or experience that this life cycle has set you up for. And so what we have here, we've got the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is telling me that it could be very tempting to have a pity party, Leos. Of course, advice on that is that pity parties are never very productive. So if you feel yourself going into that energy, you may want to try to head it off at the pass if you can. Don't pay so much attention to the disappointing things. Pay more attention to the opportunities that you have around you so that you can move forward in a positive direction. That's really advice. Whenever I see this card basically says you're going to have a pity party. If the energy doesn't change, if your free will doesn't change, this would show that this would indicate that you're going to have a pity party. So what I'm asking you to do is change your free will, change your choices, change how you interact with life so that you don't waste your time on a pity party. Okay? So when we've got this pity party showing up, we've got some other things going on too. If you go ahead with the pity party, what you've got is the Ace of Clubs in reverse, which just means that you're not feeling very inspired about doing anything. You're feeling very lackadaisical. Kind of goes along with a pity party, doesn't it? It's sort of the same type of energy. If you have a pity party, I do think you're going to have a King of Cups type character come along. And a King of Cups is somebody who's very comfortable with emotions, not only their own emotions, but other people's emotions as well. And I think this person is going to give you, how do I want to say this? A friendly kick in the butt, basically, to get you out of pity party mode, to get you up and moving. They're going to tell you that they believe in you, whether you believe in you or not. And for Pete's sake, get to work. That's what they're going to say. Okay, so that's someone you're interacting with as you're having your pity party. And then the other thing that you have coming up here is you have the Three of Cups in reverse, which tells me that that pity party alienates friends. So Leos, if you don't have a change of free will, which I'm hoping you will, this pity party can alienate some friends. You can be forgetting about all the good things that your friends have done for you and just remembering the negatives. And that could be making them want to sort of stand a little bit further away from you than they have before, maybe not be as supportive as they used to. You kind of want to check yourself. You really do, Leos. You kind of want to check yourself. I would not, if I saw the pity party coming, I would try to turn that in the other direction, because what you have coming out of it is never, none of this stuff is really fun stuff. Somebody having to tell you to get your stuff together, not feeling motivated, alienating friends, not too cool. So you definitely want to take any pity party energy that comes your way and turn it around and send it packing. Okay? All right, so that's what I've got for you, Leos. Thank you so much for stopping by and for hanging out with me. Thank you for sharing this video and for all the thumbs ups. I do appreciate it, especially if you've been helped by this video. Those of you who don't know already, I do offer live readings, either 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 60 minutes, or I offer 1 or 2 question recorded readings. The recorded readings are 1 question for $30 or 2 questions for $53. Live readings are 30 minutes are $100, $150 for 45 minutes, or $200 for 60 minutes. All of that can be found on my website, which is in the description box below, and can be found at www.amista.info, I-N-F-O. Once you're there and you've looked around, if you decide I am the best reader or the best Reiki master for you, then go ahead and get a hold of me and we'll get you scheduled as quickly as we can. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you here the next time. Peace out.